close your eyes. I want to take you somewhere no one alive has ever been. Not a country, not a year you can name. Go back, past the glass towers and the highways, past the farms and the fields, past the first cities, the first kings, the first written word. Keep going. 40,000 years. The fires of the modern world blink out behind you, one by one, city by city, century by century, until there is nothing left in the dark but a single point of orange light, crackling and alive. Walk toward it. You are here now, and you are completely, utterly human. Look down at your hands in the firelight. They are your hands, the same fingers, the same lines worn across the palm. But they are harder now, scarred, certain. They know how to do things you have never had to learn. How to strike a sharp blade from a piece of stone. How to read a single bent blade of grass and know what walked through here and when. How to fall completely silent the instant a branch cracks in the distance. You are wearing the skin of an animal you killed with your own hands. It still smells of smoke and earth and blood. You are not cold right now, but you are never far from cold. You are not starving right now, but hunger walks beside you always, like a second shadow that never leaves. There are no walls around you. There has never been a wall. The horizon in every direction belongs to you. And none of it is safe. This is how you eat, not from shelves, not from boxes. Everything that keeps you alive, you have to take from a world that is trying just as hard to stay alive itself. In the gray light before dawn, you and a handful of others move out across the open ground, low and quiet, reading the tracks, reading the wind. The animals you hunt are bigger than you, faster than you, stronger than you. You have no claws, no fangs. You cannot outrun them in a sprint. What you have is each other and a plan and a patience that can last for hours. You will follow an animal until it cannot run anymore, across miles, under the sun, on two legs that were built for exactly this. And when it finally falls, there is no cruelty in your eyes. There is gratitude and there is relief. Because tonight, the people you love will eat. Tomorrow promises nothing at all. But now the hunt is over and the sun is going down. And you have to understand what the night truly meant before we drowned it in electric light. Night was not a time of day. It was a place. A vast, breathing place that arrived every single evening and swallowed the whole world without a sound. The temperature falls. The colors bleed away into gray, then into black. And then the sounds begin. Something shifts in the grass nearby. And you cannot tell, you genuinely cannot tell if it is only the wind, or a small animal, or the last sound you will ever hear. Your eyes, so sharp by day, are almost useless now. So your ears have grown enormous. You are listening with your skin, with your spine, with your whole body. Out there in the black are things that hunt far better than you ever could. Cats as large as men. Packs that move through the dark like a single hungry mind. Things that have never once been afraid of you. They can see you perfectly. You cannot see them at all. That is the bargain of the night. That has always been the bargain. So you do the one thing your kind has always done. The single thing that may be the entire reason your kind is still alive to remember any of this. You feed the fire. Watch your own hands move in the light. Feeding it dry grass, then twigs, then branches, coaxing the flames up taller and brighter. And the fire pushes the darkness back. Just a few feet. Just barely enough. But inside that small trembling circle of orange, for a few precious hours, you are not prey. Think about what this fire actually is to you. It is heat, and heat means you live to see the morning. It is a weapon, because almost nothing in the dark will dare to cross a wall of flame. It is a kitchen, breaking down food your body could never survive eating raw, unlocking the energy that feeds your enormous, hungry brain. It is a clock, a meeting place, the glowing center of everything you are. It is the very first technology. And every screen you have ever stared into, alone, late at night, is its distant great-great-grandchild. We have always gathered around a glow in the darkness. We have only ever changed what the glow is made of. Now lift your eyes from the flames and look at the faces gathered around it. Really look at them. This is everyone. This is your entire world. Perhaps 30 people. Maybe 40. Not one more. You know every single one of them more deeply than you will ever know another human being again. You know each of them by the sound of their footsteps in the dark. You know which child cries at thunder and which one laughs at it. You know which old man tells the best stories and which woman can find water where no one else can. You know who you love. You know who you quietly do not. There are no strangers here because the word stranger has no meaning yet. There is only us, gathered in the light and the dark beyond it, which is them. And if you are ever cast out of this circle, you do not simply move away and start again somewhere else. You die. alone, in the dark, within days. And so you are bound to these people by something far older and far stronger than choice. You need them the way you need your own two hands. There is a child asleep against you. Maybe yours. In this world, that hardly matters, because every child belongs, in some way, to everyone. You look down at this small warm weight, breathing slowly in the firelight, and you feel the same thing every parent across 40,000 years has felt. A love so fierce that it frightens you. And underneath the love, always, a thin thread of fear. Because you know how easily the dark can take them. You know that not all of these children will live to grow. And so you hold this one a little tighter, and you make a quiet promise that you may not be able to keep. That you will stand between them and the night for as long as your body lets you. Everything you do. The hunt. The fire, the watching, the stories. All of it, in the end, is for this. For the small ones, who will carry you forward long after you are gone. And then, in the warm quiet, when the meal is done and the children are sleeping, someone begins to speak. Not to give an order, not to warn of danger, simply to tell a story. Maybe it is about the hunt that day, the animal that turned and charged, the man who was almost killed, the tale growing larger and stranger and braver with every single telling. Maybe it is about someone who died last winter, kept alive now, in a way, only inside these words. Maybe it is about the slow lights that wheel across the sky, and what your people have always believed they are. Stop, just for a moment, and feel how strange and impossible this really is. No other creature on earth does this. A wolf cannot tell another wolf about a wolf that lived 100 years before it was born. But you can. With nothing but breath and sound and the shapes of your mouth, you can lift a picture out of your own mind and set it down, gently fully formed, inside the mind of someone else. This is the most powerful thing your species will ever invent. Greater than the blade. Greater even than the fire. It is memory that outlives the body. It is a way to hand everything you have ever learned to someone who was not there to learn it for themselves. The hunter dies, but the knowledge of the hunt lives on. The grandmother dies, but her warning and her wisdom and her story keep walking mouth to mouth, fire to fire, down through 40,000 years of darkness, until at last one of them arrives, tonight, here in you. Because the dark is not only outside the circle, it is coming, patiently for everyone inside it too. You live closer to death than is almost possible to imagine now. Half the children around this fire may never see adulthood. A cut on your hand can end you. A single bad season can end all of you together. You will most likely be gone before you reach an age that we today would barely even call middle-aged. And yet, knowing all of this, knowing it far more honestly and completely than we ever allow ourselves to know it, you do not fall apart. You do the opposite. You hold the people you love a little tighter. You look up at those same stars that are still there tonight, unchanged, and you let yourself wonder. And when one of you dies, you do not simply leave them where they fall. You bury them. With care. With their tools. With flowers laid in the cold ground. Because somewhere deep inside you lives an idea so heavy and so beautiful that you can barely hold it. The idea that maybe, just maybe, this is not the end. You are not a brute. You are not a savage. You are not primitive. You are a person, asking the exact same question you find yourself asking at 2 a.m, tonight, 10,000 generations later. What is all of this? And why? Why am I the one who gets to be here to see it? That fire burned out 40,000 years ago. The people gathered around it have no names that anyone will ever speak again. Their language is gone. Their songs are gone. Their stories, every one of them, are gone. The very ground they slept on is buried now deep beneath everything that came after them. And yet, here you are. You carry their eyes in your skull. You carry their fear of the dark and their helpless love of the light in the oldest part of your brain. When you feel watched in an empty, silent house, that is them still listening for the thing in the grass. When you cannot pull your gaze away from a campfire or a candle or a glowing screen in a darkened room, that is them too, still gathered around the flame. Every story that has ever been told is a child of the ones first whispered around that fire, including this one. It has been traveling toward you for 40,000 years. So tonight, when the world finally goes quiet and you reach out in the dark for the light, remember this. You are not the beginning of anything. You are the latest link in an unbroken chain of people. People who are afraid and who loved anyway. People who, night after night, for 40,000 years, simply refuse to let the fire go out. And so far, after everything, you never have.